welcome to Inside Guelph. I'm your host, Trish Stevenson. Thanks for joining us as we head into Mother's Day weekend. Do not forget, on Sunday, it's Mother's Day. You will be in so much trouble if you forget. Well, that's exaggerated. Moms are nice. They'll forgive you, but they're hardworking. Maybe you can pull something together for them on Sunday. And looking for a new mommy on the show, it's our Adopt a Pet segment with the Guelph Humane Society. We also have an update on the Kids Ability Radiothon, and joining me right now with your Guelph Police Services update, it's Constable Conabare. Good to see you. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
You're filling in for Constable Gatto today, which is lovely because I really like to see the different faces of the Guelph Police Services. Yes. Do you want to say what division are you working with?
I work in investigative services, which is commonly known as the detective branch.
Oh, he's a detective. And what are you detecting?
I'm the high-risk domestic violence coordinator.
Okay. So how many people in the Guelph Police Services are you working with in the domestic violence?
I'm a one-person unit, and
I
have a supervisor.
No.
Yes.
That's intense for you.
Yeah.
You're it.
Well, I have a lot of people that do a lot of work.
Okay.
I have a small piece of a big problem.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk about that problem in terms of stats within Guelph. What sort of numbers are you looking at?
Well, sadly in Guelph, the Guelph Police attend to, depending on the year, 1,300 to 1,400 incidents of reported domestic disputes.
Okay.
Most of that, fortunately doesn't elevate to the level of a criminal event, whether it be an assault or a threat. A lot of it is just people not getting along, and the police go there to mediate and ensure the safety of the participants.
Okay.
Sadly, there are others, though, that are more serious, and we end up with criminal charges and risk of violence or violent acts happening.
So this is a high number. Would you say that it maybe doesn't actually reflect the amount of domestic violence in our community due to people not reporting?
Absolutely. Yeah. Domestic violence, it's their people's private lives, and they want to keep it private.
Yeah. Is this a major obstacle for you?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. So you're here to maybe help neighbors and friends and family to participate in the reporting and support of domestic abuse victims. What are some warning signs that we're looking for?
Well, obviously, anything that results in violence, threats of violence, is a concern to the police and should be a concern to the people that are in that relationship or living in that home. Okay. Some of the symptoms, though, if that kind of behavior isn't witnessed, you're looking at typically, and again, we're talking many, many people, so there are variations, but you see power control issues. It's not unusual that the offender, and sadly it is mostly men compared to women,
right,
who have a need to dominate and take power and control over their female partner. That is the most common model. It's not the only model, but it is most what commonly we see.
So how would that manifest itself if I were a friend or family member? Are you talking about a woman suddenly being cut off from friends?
That is one of the symptoms. Okay. Yes, and I'm just dealing this week with a situation where a year ago this woman was well connected with her family, had many friends in the neighborhood. Unfortunately, got involved with a man who is pressure and coercion to her that she cut off her ties with her family and friends, and as at this moment she's walked away from her family, walked away from her friends, and walked away from her own children, left the children with their father so she could pursue this relationship.
A mom to abandon her babies.
Yes.
That's a big psychological work that someone's doing on that person, I would think.
Yes. Yeah.
So in terms of that situation, as an example, your friends and family, and you're heartbroken over this, what can you do about that? What would your suggestion be to help? I don't know, can you intervene? What do you do?
And that's how this situation came to light, is a family member supported by this person's friends called the police, and an intervention is underway, and in this case, the male partner is accused of some criminal offenses, as well as bringing support to the woman to help her with her plight and to ensure her safety and to help restore this family.
Okay, so you contact the police.
Yes, that's the simplest, most direct route. It's not the only route.
Okay, yeah, there are some supports. Well, you work in conjunction, I'm sure, with lots of agencies around Guelph, do you not?
Yes. When it comes to domestic violence, it can be a very complicated thing. You're dealing with families, children, relatives. And there's many agencies that can be involved. It can be the police. It could be the Guelph General Hospital. They have a domestic violence sexual assault unit that specializes in this. It may be our own Women in Crisis. Could be Family and Children's Services. Could be, there might be addiction issues at play, mental health, all these factors. We try to bring try to bring, yes, part of my role as the representative of the police service is that when we recognize we have one of these families in crisis, is we try to put as many smart people in the room as we can and see what we can do. And it might be one person has 5% of the answer, another has 15, and together we try to work it out so that we're all doing our own jobs to the best of our abilities, but also working through to try to resolve and move this problem forward.
In your in your experience, is this a kind of behavior that escalates to very high risk if you don't intervene early?
Yes, it can, sadly.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I'm looking for when I'm reviewing the domestic disputes. Or are we on a trend line that's going up, or are we level, or is this working toward a better place?
Okay.
Right, and so some of the things that for me are indicators that this is something that's escalating is to go from something that started with maybe harsh words to threats to physical assault. Now you're on a tread line that's going up.
Not looking good.
No. If you're looking at people that are involved have addiction issues, obviously that's a concern because it interferes with their rational thinking, right? Presence of the firearms in the home is always a big concern. So, you know, if we're aware of one of those situations, that's one of the first things we want to address is at least secure the firearms so they don't play out in this person's...
Sure, they don't have access to it.
Yeah.
So these are all, and as you mentioned, there's lots of agencies to get support, and they're all talking, so they're all there to support our community.
Yes.
I appreciate the work you do. I can't believe you're the only guy out there doing it, so thank you very much for doing that, and lovely to meet you.
Well, nice to meet you as well. Thank you.
All right, we'll take a short break. When we get back, it's Kids Ability Radiothon update. We'll see you back here in a minute.